but it'll be the same material. Hello there. We are starting hour 3, monetization, how to make money from your Facebook group. First, you want to download that free guide, Get More Leads and Prospects with Facebook Groups, because in that guide, there is a ton of information about how to monetize your groups and set up your groups for that. So you want to have, you don't have to have a huge Facebook group. You could have just a few hundred people in it and still make good money, right? Now, we all have our money stories, and I'm a little kind of flip. Oh, excuse me, one moment. I'm having a distraction here. Okay, I'm back. So I'm sometimes flip about money, but everybody has their own money story, and I've had many money stories over my lifetime. But the one that I'm sort of with now is that, money is of the energy water, right? It's one of the water elements, so it flows in and flows out of our lives. And that, to me, money is just sort of a way for me to judge how I'm doing, right? So the more money I make, I'm doing a better job. If I'm making less money, I'm not doing such a great job because people don't want what I want, what I'm doing, right? And then I use money mostly to give it away to people, right? So for me these days, the only reason I make money is to be able to donate to other people. You two probably don't know, haven't heard my origin story, but my first business was a gymnastics school. It was called Marva Teens, and I sold that business in 1977. Is that right? Yeah, 1977 for $250,000. Now think about how much in 1977 $250,000 would be today. It's a lot. Probably 2 million would be my guess. It fluctuates. But so that was my very first business, and I sold it after only 3 years, right? I had nothing. I had an after-school program. I was working at Sidwell Friends School right out of college. It's a private school near Washington, D.C. In fact, Obama's daughters went there. Who else? Nixon's daughters went there. So it's sort of the cream of the crop of Washington, D.C. at that private school. The saying was, the Kennedys couldn't get in. They were rich enough, but they weren't smart enough, which is a terrible thing to say about the Kennedys. I love the Kennedys, but that was the saying. So you get the idea of what the school was like, right? So I was a teacher there, fresh out of college. And I started this after-school gymnastics program, and that grew and grew until I had a partner who financed it. And so he gave me, basically as a partnership, gave me money to open up the warehouse gym and buy the equipment, do all that stuff, right? So in 3 years, I went from absolutely nothing to being able to sell that business, right? So the reason I'm saying this is that was only one of many businesses I've had throughout my life. And I left the gymnastics school and went to California, and I went to graduate school. That's where I went to graduate school. And then my kind of life shifted a little bit, and I began doing counseling with people, right? So, because I became a psychologist, and I worked in addiction recovery. That was the field that I worked in for a long time. I ended up at the Department of Psychiatry at Harvard Medical School doing clinical research in addiction recovery, always offering clinical programs as part of the research study. So, and that is like businesses in itself. Every grant I wrote was like creating a new business, right? Had to hire staff, had to do all the publicity and promotion and all of that stuff. So anyway, I've had a lot of experience, with business, with money. And the money I got from the gymnastics school, I invested in a little company called Lotus at the time, which went on to do really well. I was one of the first 10 investors. I had a great clinical supervisor when I was in graduate school. When I went to my internship, he like called us all into his office and he said, I'm not going to do any kind of clinical supervision with you all. I'm going to teach you how to make money because this society doesn't value counselors and therapists. And so, you know, you won't ever make a real decent living doing this work, especially working in the addiction recovery. So he said, so I'm going to teach you how to make money. So he started an investment group with us and he changed my life, right? Because I made a lot of money very quickly. And so, so I don't need money. I don't have to work. I can, you know, I've got 3 different places that I can live. I have an apartment in New York City. I have a house in the South. I have a house here in Maryland. And I, you know, 3 cars when there's only 2 people to drive them. But my husband had to have a, you know, that midlife crisis sports car thing. And then, so I do this for the pleasure, right? I do this for the fun. I love empowering women to create the income they need to feel confident and have the lifestyle that they want. I just love that, especially when they can, you know, they have really great services to offer. And so you'll find me working mostly in people who are in the holistic field or the health field. You know, one of my businesses is a fitness business. Longevity is really it's brain fitness, but it's also given through a physical modality. So it's really classified as a fitness business. So I have diverse groups that I work with and I love that. All right. So anyway, so if I sometimes seem flip about money, it's because I've gone through huge amounts of diversity in terms of my money story. This was just a piece of it. And I just believe that money for me, as it's water, it can flow in and out. I've lost tons of money, you know, the Black Thursday that happened in the 80s. I mean, I've had some, you know, in 2006, I almost lost everything again. But every time I lose it, I'm able to bring it back. But so the money story shouldn't, what I'm saying is money story shouldn't get in your way, right? We all, you know, money is just about, you know, either bringing it in to fulfill the personal needs that you have and also being able to give it away to people who really need it, right? So that's money. All right. So if I sound flip, that's why. All right. So let's monetize your Facebook group. And the way you do that is you have to have something to sell. So think about that. What would it be that you would want to sell? Any ideas for your businesses?
Well, I sell mentoring programs. You know, I'm focused more on the private coaching at this point than little workshops or classes that I've done in the past.
Okay. And what kind of client are you mentoring?
I would describe them as women, mostly entrepreneurs, not all, who are consciously evolving and have a background in terms of spiritual development and personal development work and are looking to move ahead in their lives. I have all of my new clients are, you know, running multi-million-dollar businesses, but they're bringing the spiritual into their, you know, coaching business or whatever it is that, you know, branding businesses, whatever, and they're just looking to clear themselves for the next level.
Okay. So 2 things about what you said. One, you know, the private coaching is great if that's what you would be a piece that you want in the funnel, but you've probably heard the expression trading time for dollars.
Right.
Mm-hmm. So, you know, if you wanted to make more money with your Facebook group, then you'd probably want to be selling them those courses you were talking about, right? Mm-hmm. Workshops, you know, retreats, any kind of group program will sell easier than a private thing. But the funnel would probably, welcome back, Valentina. The funnel would probably be like a course, right? Mm-hmm. A group program, and then the private coaching if you wanted it. Now, I had done private coaching for a long, long time, and I made the decision really only about 2 years ago when one of my clients passed away. I had always kept it to 7 people because I have all this other stuff that I do in my life, but I just had worked with those 7 people for so long that I finally said, okay, I'm done. They didn't need me anyway. They just wanted to get on the phone every hour, every week and chat, right? So after being with me for that long, and I just said, I'm not going to do that anymore. And that was precipitated from the death of this person, because he was he was probably my first private client outside of, my clinical work, outside, first online client. So, anyway, so, some people like the one-on-one. Some people don't mind trading the time for dollars because that's what they want to do. And that might be what you want to do, Rosemary. And that's wonderful. That's great, because that's a very needed service. But to make more money with your Facebook group, that's probably that's the funnel I think would work the best for all of us, is have a class, have a group, have private, or just have a class, a longer term class, and a group. Right? That's it. You could do that. Or you could just do courses, right? You could just do all courses and nothing else. A lot of people have great monetization with their Facebook groups by just offering courses, and they offer courses, monthly, weekly, quarterly, however they do it. So that's the first question you have to ask. What are you selling? To make money, you have to have 2 things. You have to have something to sell, and you have to have somebody to sell it to. So, what will you sell? These are the questions you have to answer. And then, how will you sell it? Well, Facebook groups are a great way to sell it, right? Because you've got a captured audience there. And remember the flow system. And then, you want to build yourself a Facebook marketing plan, right? So again, the 2 goals of the Facebook group is 1, bring them over to your email list, and then 2, monetize it, right? So the way to do that, the best free Facebook marketing is Facebook Lives. And I always encourage people to do a Facebook Live either weekly or daily or a couple of times a week, whatever schedule you can keep, but at a bare minimum, at least once a week. And your Facebook Live is really your webinar, right? Now, so you could have a Friday Facebook Live that's a webinar. You could run a 5-day challenge or a 10-day challenge. I think 10 days is too much. I've been thinking that for quite some time. In this last one, I saw it really dwindle off, like day 8, 9, and 10 really fell off from the viewership that days 1 to 5 had. So I really think 5-day challenges is the way to go right now. It seems to be working the best for people. So you want to do Facebook Lives, you want to do challenges in your Facebook group, get people, remember it's all about engagement. You want to post at least 1 to 5 times a day. You probably only post 1 or 2 times a day unless there's something going on in the group. Like you might have to post more than the 1 or 2 times if you have a challenge going on, for example, okay? Then you want to post in 1 to 3 groups other than your own and engage with those members. Okay, so I'm giving you the Facebook marketing plan here. You want to post in your own Facebook group 1 to 3 times a day and engage with all members who comment. That's just key. You got to have engagement with them. And the way you engage is by asking a question. Okay. You want to pick 1 to 3 people in your Facebook group to engage through Messenger. Right? Now, this all sounds like a lot, but this can all be done in 30 minutes or less. Okay? But you want to be doing it every day.
Georgia.
Mm-hmm.
Sorry for interrupting you.
No, please
but
ask
in my group, there are only I can see 2 to 3 people that engage with me every day. The rest of it, I don't know where they went. They're just there. They see me,
Yeah,
and
and
they
that's
see me because I see the check mark, and it's like, and then they don't do anything.
okay. So
You can adjust many of the vision.
Oh, shut up! The series just came on for no reason.
so
But there was one lady who made a really nice, wrote something really nice about me the other day, and I didn't do anything. Her husband has been sick, and in Messenger, I asked her how he was doing. I think he had a heart attack or something. And I only asked her how he was doing and how she was holding on, and that's all I said. And then the next day, she put that very nice phrase about me of being a good heart person.
nice.
Okay, that's very nice. I love it. But the thing is, nobody does anything with me. It's like,
Okay, so all right, here's what you do. You have to take the action to get people to engage. Remember,
okay,
messaging people or tagging people, either of those two ways will get them engaged. And if they don't get engaged after those two things, then they're probably not your ideal client, so you shouldn't worry about them. Okay, but I always use the strikeout theory. I always try to engage with a person 3 times. Okay,
right.
if after 3 times they're not engaging and they never reply to you any of the 3 times, then don't worry about them because they're not your ideal audience.
Right.
But you've got to be active. You've got to private message people in Messenger at least, 1 to 3. I say 3 to 5 people a day.
Mhm.
And it's easy to do because you just copy and paste the same message.
Right.
You put their individual name, but that takes like 5, not even 5 seconds. And then you just copy and paste. That's all the time it takes.
Right.
And start the conversation with a question. I don't know if you were on earlier when I said, one of the things I'll do is say, hey, I really like what you had to say in the Facebook group yesterday when you made this comment. Or if they haven't been engaged, you say, hey, I've missed you in the Facebook group. I'd love to hear what you think about XYZ, right? You always ask a question so that you're getting that engagement on Messenger. And then you get them to move over and start engaging in the Facebook group. Okay.
Okay.
But it's up to you. If you're not engaging with people, they're not going to engage with you. And you have to spend the time. But again, this is a very simple marketing plan. Do a Facebook Live weekly to post 1 to 2 times a day, to post in 1 to 3 groups other than your own, engage with their members, to post in your Facebook group 1 to 2 times a day and engage with any member that makes a comment, and pick 1 to 3 people or 5 in your Facebook, because the more you do, of course, the more you'll receive, right? Pick 1 to 3 people in your Facebook group to engage through Messenger and start a conversation with a question, and pick people who you think would be the perfect fit for your high-end private coaching or your course creation class or your colors class or your angels class or whatever it is, right? You're going to ask them a question because you're moving the know, like, trust, you're moving the conversation into solving their problems. And if none of that speaks to them, ask them what they need, right? That's what we do polls in Facebook for. Ask them what they're looking for, what they need, so you can provide that. All right, so that is the gold here in the 3 hours, guys. If you do this Facebook marketing plan, I guarantee your group will grow and you will be able to make offers and monetize your group. All right, email. We said earlier, it's 60% of all sales are done by email. Email is definitely not dead. Email is huge, and you want to nurture your community. They call it a list, right? But I call it a community. Nurture your community with lots of high value content in the 80-20. 80% great content, 20% offers. And those offers can be lead magnets, courses, classes, mentoring, coaching, jewelry. It could be anything, right? Your offers, the 20% offers are what you're selling. All right. And then you want to have at least a weekly message, email message with even more valuable content, like your blog or updates or events that you're having, or making the free discovery call or strategy call or whatever, 15-minute call, whatever you want to call it, right? That in the newsletter once a week, you're going to offer a paid program. And then we talked about this in the Be Boldly Brilliant mentoring group about buy buttons, right? How many buy buttons or programs or offers, how many buy buttons do you have out there online in the web world? And if most people will say 0, 1, 3, maybe even 5. But if you only have that many buy buttons, you're not going to make a lot of sales, right? You got to have multiple. I know someone who has 2,000 buy buttons.
Oh, gee.
She has a 7-figure business and she has 2,000 buy buttons out there, right? Now, I don't have 2,000 buy buttons out there, but I'm not out to make 7 figures because I don't have the time. I like doing lots of different things, right?
But you must have a different products to offer, right?
No, she's doing exactly what we're all doing, right? She offers courses and, that's what she does. All she does is offer courses. I think she has a coaching program, a group coaching program also.
Mm-hmm.
So you can't sell anything if you don't have a buy button. Okay, so more buy buttons, more sales. So if you only have one lead magnet, you need to have more lead magnets. If you want more people on your email list, you need more lead magnets and you need to put them out there everywhere. And I hope that we have time to get to the 21 places. I think we do. So that's how it works, okay? When you're doing all, I sometimes get people who will say, I've done everything I can, I'm just not making any money. And that's when I ask, how many buy buttons do you have? How many lead magnets do you have? And they say 0. So of course, or they say 1, or they say 2. Of course they're not making money because they don't have this in place. So that's key, right? If you want to sell a course, you got to have it out there all over the place to sell it.
And where would they go? Let's say in the group, where would the buy button go?
When it would be a link. It would be a link in the comments section, right?
Okay.
And the link would take them to your sales page, and the sales page would have the offer on it. So the link is really the pre-buy button, the actual PayPal button or whatever financial thing you use, that would be on your sales page, right? You could even put your sales page in your Facebook group, right? You don't even have to have the link there. You could just copy and paste it in there. All right, more valuable content, right? Remember the 80-20. So free stuff. You should host a webinar once a week. It can be just a Facebook Live. It doesn't have to be fancy, Webinar Jam or GoToWebinar or anything like that. You just do it on Facebook Live. See, I'm a great believer in starting with one social media thing and start with Facebook because 2.3 billion people are on Facebook. And then if you want to broaden your social media, because social media can drain all of your time and make you crazy. So I always say just stick with one and then add one. When you've got that one really great, and all of you will now be able to get your Facebook optimized, right? You'll have it great. And once you get some engagement and you get it going and it's really working and you make some money, then add on the second social media. Maybe it's Pinterest, or maybe it's Instagram, or maybe it's Twitter, right? But you make yourself crazy when you try to do all of those things. And so you're spread too thin. You want to focus on one thing. So there's podcasting, there's radio shows, there's live events, there's online networking groups, offline networking groups where there may be clients, potential clients. There's, weekly blogging can work, and you can repurpose any of those. And so, pick one to really focus on. And then focus on your Facebook group and your email. Those three things will get you more clients than anything else, okay? And then don't forget you have past clients, present clients. You can email or call them on the phone and request a referral, right? You know, give them a free session if they refer somebody to you. And then call any referral yourself and introduce yourself and your business. So, you know, reach out to people. And then let me talk about, and I'm going to send this to you, okay? You'll have a copy of this. So there's 21 ways to promote your lead magnet. Your blog, your guest blog posts. On your Facebook, there's the profile, the page, the group, there's Facebook notes, and there's ads. But just work on profile pages and groups for now. There's YouTube and Vimeo. There's LinkedIn and Pinterest and Instagram bio. In your Instagram bio, you should have a link to your lead magnet. There's webinars, inviting affiliates to promote your lead magnet, Facebook Live, online courses. So some people will use Thinkific or Teachable or Kajabi or Udemy. That's another way, or, you know, Warrior, I think it's Warrior Plus. There's, you know, so there's a lot of places where you can host your online course to sell your course, and the more places you're hosting it, of course, more people will see it, and when more people see it, more people will buy it, right? There's we talked about podcasting, but Blog Talk Radio. There's Medium, putting your blog up on Medium. Speaking engagements, there's forums like Quora and Alignable, there's, you know, your business cards, your Kindle books, live events, emailing your list, Twitter, networking groups. So 21 ways, right, that you can spread your lead magnet, your link to your lead magnet or your link to your sales page. And then we've talked about the 19 direct ways to boost conversions with your Facebook. Now, a conversion is converting a lead to a sell. Right? So say you get a member in your group and they've been engaging in the group, and you post a link for your course and they sign up for the course, that's a conversion. They have gone from being a lead, someone interested, to being converted to a customer, you know, a buyer. So these 19 direct ways, I'm not going to go through them today. Some of you have been in my live program where I went through those in detail, but I'm going to give you a copy of them. If you didn't get the lead magnet of get more prospects and sales with your Facebook group, these 19 ways to boost conversions with your Facebook group will also help monetize your Facebook group. So you want to go over them just like we went over the guide on how to start your Facebook group. You'll want to go through those 19 things and make sure that you're doing all of those in your group. All right, any questions so far? We have one last thing. I so appreciate and thank you all for hanging out with me all Monday afternoon. Oh my gosh, I really appreciate it. Okay, now I'm going to share my screen. Can you see my screen?
99 topics for your Facebook live streams.
Yes, now you're seeing what I want you to see. Awesome. Spread that out a little bit. Okay, so this is a new lead magnet, because remember, I'm working to 2,000 lead magnets, but I've got a long ways to go. I only have maybe 7 or 8. All right, but you can still do very well with just 7 or 8, right? But you got to start somewhere. So start with 1 and add on. But my goal this year is to have a new lead magnet at least monthly. So by the end of the year, I'll have 12 new lead magnets, and I have 20. That's respectable, 20. All right, so I want to share this with you because, as I said, I'm creating this lead magnet for the 5-day Facebook Live challenge that's coming at the end of May. And it's good not only for the Facebook live streams, but it's good for when you're trying to figure out what to post, right? So I could probably just copy all these 99 ways but change the title to 99 topics for your 99 content topics for your Facebook posts, right? That could be another lead magnet. It'd be the same identical stuff, but it would be a second lead magnet. I should do that. I just realized that. That would be so easy. Just change the title. See how easy it is to repurpose your content? All right. So, you know, the best topic is the topic your community is interested in. So always ask them first. Do a poll in Facebook. I'm really curious. What would you like to learn about next in the group? I'm really curious, or do it on your Facebook page. I'm really curious, what topics would you like me to cover on the Facebook page? See what they say. And if you don't get anybody responding, then private message 5 to 10 people and ask them. Ask your clients now. Any clients that you have, definitely ask them, what else would you like to know about? What else would you like to learn, right? And then share that both in posts or courses or whatever. All right, so telling your story, right? Maybe do a Facebook Live on telling your story. How did you start your business? Do a client case study. What was the problem they had? How did you help them? What do you love about being an entrepreneur? How do you feel about the term hustle? Is it positive or does it have a negative meaning? What are your 3 best time management tips? That's a great post, Facebook post, right? But see how I'm asking questions, right? Because that what does asking questions gets?
Engagement.
Yes, engagement. Yay. That's what we want.
Right.
All right. What are 3 things you want to accomplish in your business this year? Do you have a power outfit? What's your favorite business event? What are 3 important mindset hacks for entrepreneurs? What are you working on for the next 90 days? How do you boost creativity? What is your entrepreneur superpower? Offer a free gift to your audience. How do you pick a coach or a mentor for your business? How much is too much authenticity? What are your 3 best productivity tips? How do you know when you're successful? So you get the idea, right? And I'm going to give you all a copy of this, right? So 99 ways, 99 different, there you go, 99 days of Facebook posts, right? You just ask that question, put up a pretty picture, and there you go, right? Okay. And then the last thing I wanted to show you, which I forgot to show you in the group, oops, I think I moved it. Where did I move it to? Maybe this. And I will send this to you. We didn't cover this, but this is not what I wanted. You're going to get a lot of stuff. All right, let's see. No, we went through that. Sorry, guys. Hang in there. I'll get it. I'll find it. What did I do with it? Oh, here it is. Okay, I wanted to show you an example of a welcome message. We talked, because you're going to start your group, the welcome message is going to be really great, but when you do make your Facebook group live, right, you're going to want to have the welcome message, the Facebook cover, remember all the abouts filled out and all of that, and you're going to want to have at least 3 to 5 posts already done in the Facebook group so it doesn't look empty. You don't want new people coming to the group and seeing Rosemary just started this Facebook group, right? You don't want to see those. So you want to get at least 5 things in there to push the scroll down so far that they won't see that it's just started. Even though you've invited them and they know it's just started, it just doesn't look as good as if you have something. So here, I started with a quote. So here's an example. Well, welcome new members. So glad you're here. The Be Boldly Brilliant Facebook group is educating, inspiring, and motivating entrepreneurs to be successful in starting a business. So I tell them right away what the group's about. The group's purpose is to encourage, support, and be a positive place for asking questions, sharing concerns, and sharing triumphs, right? So you would write this in a way that speaks to your business. And then I say who I am. So you put your name. I'm the admin of this Facebook group, or I'm the creator or the host or the whatever you want to say. And I appreciate you and want to help you make more money doing what you love, using Facebook Live and Facebook groups to attract more clients, grow your business, and grow you. Okay, that's what the Facebook group does. And then I'll say, we want to get to know you, introduce yourself. That's really important to put in your welcome message. You want them to introduce themselves. And if they haven't, then go and tag 3 of them to make sure, tag all the new people. You want to have a welcome new members post. And if you're in my Facebook group, you've seen that, like I welcome new members. And I put in the post, I put, be sure to introduce yourself. Now, a lot of people don't, and that's okay. But you could always, when you're starting, I don't worry about that so much now because my group has grown, right? To a place where I can monetize. So I'm not as worried. I don't have to spend the time on that. But in the beginning, you really want to spend the time on that. So you would tag those people or private message them in Messenger and say, oh, I'd love to hear more about what you do and get to know you. Post your links. Always tell people to post their links because that always gets them to do it, right? Because they're promoting themselves. So I encourage them to promote themselves. And then I put helpful links. Well, the helpful links is my blog. Remember the 15-minute chat? I give them a complimentary 15-minute chat, and there's my scheduling link. And don't forget your free guide, right? Here's my latest, newest lead magnet. Now, when this course is over, this lead magnet's going to be retired to the new lead magnet, right? That will be, because the next thing I do is a Facebook Live challenge, so it's going to be something about Facebook Live, right? The lead magnet will be about Facebook Live. So I will have to change this in my welcome message. All right, and then the group overview, which is group rules, right? Get started and be active, daily prompts, Facebook Live. Oh no, that's not the rules. That really is a group overview. Then I put my social media links, and then I say we keep it simple. The rules are be nice, be respectful, help where you can, no spamming, no self-promotion, except in allowed posts. So like on Fridays, people can post, promote in my Facebook group. And right now I'm actually letting people promote anytime they want. You'll see people put their Facebook Lives in the group. You'll see people give links all the time. For me, that's fine. Other people don't like that. If it got too spammy, if there were too many people doing that, then I might tighten it up a bit and make it only on Fridays, right? But see, my group's still growing too, this particular group. I have other groups that are much larger, and I wouldn't, they can only promote on Fridays, and that's it, because otherwise the thread would be all promotions and it would be spammy, right? And then no lives or videos without prior permission. But like I said, I'm not really enforcing these rules right now, but at some point I will. All right. That's it, ladies. Any questions, any thoughts, some feedback, anything?
It's a lot to digest.
That's what I was going to say. And it's wonderful that there's so much. And I'm glad you're going to send some stuff to us so that we can.
How long it took you, Georgia, to get all of this done? Because I've done my Facebook things through the years, and I still haven't got what I wanted to be.
It's an ongoing process, Valentina. I think today you did learn a few things that you need to do to tighten it up, right? Mm-hmm. And so, for you, it's about, we're going to change your group name, first of all. I think that's the most important thing. And then, how you go about inviting people into the groups. You got to put some time in that. If you don't put time in it, it's not going to just happen. You got to put the time in to invite those people into your group to get more people in your group. And you got to participate.
Actually, I have, from time to time, I do invite a group of people. The last one I've invited last week, I've got no response.
Okay. again, I think that will change when you use your keywords. And you need to start being in groups where your clients are, right? And you need to get active in those groups, and then you'll get people from there. So in face, and we didn't spend a lot of time on insights, but insights gives you a lot of information. So you might want to go there.
Mm-hmm.
But you want to see what other groups are like your group, and you can do that in insights. We'll cover that, Valentina, in the B4 group, but so you can go there, and so like you can do what's called a lookalike audience. This is done in Ads Manager. You don't have to place an ad to go into Ads Manager and get this information, but you can go into Ads Manager and you can create a lookalike audience, and you can find out who are the people, what groups are like your group. Okay, so for me, it could be Marie Folio, right? It could be Kendall Summerhawk. It might be people who are coaches, other business coaches, right? So then I know, oh, well, a lot of people who would be my clients are in those groups. I'm going to go to those groups. I'm going to be active. I'm going to start private messaging a few people. I'm not going to cheat really and pull people from the group, but if people get to know me and they like me, they'll come to me, right? And the thing is, not everybody is for everybody, right? I mean, that's why the beauty of it, some people will want to work with me, and that's wonderful. There's people who are going to want to work with Rosemary. That's wonderful. There's people who's going to want to work with you, Valentina, or with Lilia. There's billions of people in the world. There's plenty
Thank God.
There's plenty for everybody, okay? So I don't understand all the competition stuff, but that's because, I have an Adlerian psychology background, and
right.
Alfred Adler was not about competition. He was about cooperation. That society didn't rise out of Darwin's competitiveness. It rose out of cooperation. And so I come from that philosophical thing.
But actually, I've never felt competition because I'm unique, just like you are unique, and the other person is unique. Every one of us has something different.
Yeah.
I never felt competition. Never.
Yeah, great. And that's why you're my client, right? Because we think alike, right? We think alike. So that's what you want to do. You want to find those people, because there's people in Kendall's group that would never relate to Kendall, but they just happen to find her first. So they're going to eventually come to me. Just like there's people in my group who will not relate to me. They're going to go somewhere else. I mean, I have clients that leave because I'm not as young as they are. That's okay. There's a lot of people within 10 years either way of me that do relate to me. But if you're in your 20s and 30s, you may not relate to me, right? And you might want someone who's in their 30s, 20s or 30s to relate to. And that's great. That's what we want. We want people to be with the right coach, right? The right person to serve them. So, and we all speak a little bit differently. Like, we all do the same thing.
Absolutely.
Rosemary works with the scientific mystics, and Lilia works with angels. You work with colors, and I just happen to work in business, right? But we all do the same thing, really, right? Yeah. But different people will find us based on how we present, right? And that's why Facebook Live is so important. But we got to end, because at 4:00 this gets knocked off. And I've had a great time. I hope you did. I hope you got a lot. Tomorrow, you're going to get all this stuff, and you're going to say, oh my God, did we cover all of that? And, if you have any questions as you read over it, just let me know by email or messenger. Okay?
I really appreciate it. It was wonderful. Thank you.
Oh, you're so welcome. And I forgot to say, if you'd like to write a testimonial or do a video testimonial, but a written testimonial only has to be 2 or 3 sentences. If you write a testimonial for me for the course, you get a free 30-minute coaching session, which is worth $100, right? So nice. There you go.
Yep.
So write those testimonials, email them to me, and we'll schedule a 30-minute session, which would be a great follow-up, which is one of the reasons I'm offering the testimonial thing, is because I want people to have the opportunity to have a follow-up and work. Like, I could look at your Facebook page, we could go back and forth, or we can talk about whatever you want during those 30 minutes. All right, have a great rest of the day. And
all right.
Thank you. That was great.
So I don't
Appreciate
want
it.
to miss
Okay.
my Zumba class here. So I'll see you all.
Okay.
Later.
Bye.
Bye.
Bye.